Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Hot Topics, the show, the podcast where we inspire, create, and
Transform.
there you go. This is Gloria Goldberg, the founder of the podcast Unbreakable Life with Glory, where I talk about depression, anxiety, and PTSD, a natural way and a holistic way to always make you feel better. And next to me, like always, my beautiful co host, Kia Baker.
Hey, it's your girl Kia. And I am the creator and founder of the Female Veterans Podcast, Women Warrior Stories, and success coach at both London Real Academy and my own practice, the Rose Method.
Exactly. Well, we are coming a very unusual time for Hot Topics because we always Thursday we do it like a 9 p.m. Eastern time. But today we have a special show because tonight we're not going to have a show because this week is a week that we just stop for many, many reasons. So how you feel today?
I feel energized. I actually feel really powerful right now.
And why you feel that way?
Well, I just got finished with a session with my energy group. So, you know me, I believe that energy is the most powerful thing that we have. It's most valuable besides time. Like time and energy
Yes.
are what we have that is so valuable in this lifetime. And so what I do is I go to this energy group and we cleanse our energy, we work with energy, and we just have topics every week that help us to grow and evolve, because if you're not growing and evolving, you're stagnating. So
Exactly.
if you recall, we had a very wonderful guest. His name was Miguel, and he came on Hot Topics Live and talked about energy. And you can find that episode on our Hot Topics Live Facebook page. If you scroll back through all the videos, there are hundreds. So you have to scroll through and find the one with the energy coach, Miguel. And so I joined his coaching. And I mean, I'm a coach, but we're always the student and the mentor, right?
Yes.
Sometimes we teach and sometimes we need to learn, and that's how you keep growing. If you develop the ego of being unable to learn, then you're headed for a fall. So I'm always learning. I'm a lifelong long learner. And we had a great experience today. And we had a meditation, which, you know, I love to meditate. And so I'm feeling really up. How about you?
You know, Kia, is like you have to always constantly be studying because you cannot get obsolete or stagnated in whatever mind you have. If you really, really want to transform your life, you need to step out of the box, check your issues, and evolve because we came here to evolve. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people are just there. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
love to study. I study every day, all the time. I read all the time. I listen to books all the time. You know, we coach with people. We do a lot of stuff. We never like settle. Like, and I love
Mm-mm.
that. And that's why we able to grow and know a lot of stuff. And now that I know a lot of stuff, I can recognize stuff. But that means that I have to keep humble and I have to keep, because doesn't mean because I know more than other people, doesn't mean I know more than other people, doesn't mean that I need to be more humble because I have to be more understanding about the other people because now I have a knowledge and the conscious of what people do. So now it's like it's double meaning. Like now you are evolving, you're conscious, so you cannot engage on unconscious people because then you're like being hypocrisy with what you're doing. Because as soon you get like that, very aware, conscious, you know, and we know we cannot judge, we cannot criticize, we cannot do any of those stuff because we are judging ourselves just doing that.
I mean, you hit the nail on the head. There's two things that I'd like to mention about that is being a lifelong learner and being always willing to learn is so critical in anything you want to do. In any way, like depend right now I'm learning about cryptocurrency, right? And
Right.
that's something I didn't know about, but it's growing me in a different way. I'm also very interested in documentary filmmaking. So I start learning everything I can about that. And that's I go to other people to learn more. And I also take the things that I learn on my journey and share that with people who want to learn things from me, skills that I have expertise in. So I think it's a beautiful cycle of giving and receiving, and
Yes.
that's necessary. And the other thing you said was that I loved was that once you become aware and you see other people doing things that maybe you don't do anymore, that we don't criticize or judge them. Well, and that's because we have to have compassion for people who are unaware. And you can't
Right.
force people to change, and you can't force people to become aware before they're ready for that, because it could be very damaging. So, so I think that you really nailed that. And it's really, really important to share with everybody that spirit of compassion. Something else has been going on. I saw a post on Instagram. I forget who it was by, or else I would shout her out. She made this really, she made a post about the cult of um, spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was really, really interesting
And
because
what she said about it.
so what she said was we have to be really, really careful, because being woke and being aware and being conscious is now a trend. And when something's trending, people tend to think in a group. Hi, George. You know what? This is what happens when you set your notifications. Okay.
Exactly.
George, our boy, catches our show as often as he can. And he had no idea we were coming live at this time, except for his notifications. So
Exactly.
set your notifications. If you enjoy Hot Topics Live, you like anything about us, what we're wearing, what we're talking about, that beautiful painting behind Gloria, the rose on her microphone, the fact that we wear red lips on Thursday nights, the fact that we love to come and hang out with you, and we just do it because we love to share with people. If there's
Exactly.
anything about this that you love, set your notifications, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Don't
When you
forget.
see the bell, that's because we're
Hey,
coming.
that's from Liberty Bell from Philly, my hometown. Shout out to Philly. Okay. Shout out
For
West
real?
Philadelphia, born and raised. Okay. Well, technically, I also grew up in Hershey, Pennsylvania. So I can't also say I grew up in both places. But, anyways, hi, George. We appreciate you for
Yes.
being here. So, but yeah, like I was
So,
saying, she
so
was
going
talking
back.
about, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she was talking about the fact that there's a group mentality. It's becoming like a mob mentality around being woke. And be careful, because it's starting to sound a lot like dogma, right? So there was a
Mm.
time when I would say, and well, I will always say, and you've heard me say on many episodes, if you've seen this show before, that I don't have many beliefs, right?
Right, right.
I am open to everything, but I believe in nothing. That's like my mantra. Like, you can tell me whatever you want to tell me. I may or may not believe you, but I'm open to what
Exactly.
you have to say, right?
Yes.
I'm not particularly religious. I do not get too involved with organized religion, although I respect everyone's beliefs and their right to have that, right? So I'm compassionate in my viewpoint with everyone else's beliefs. However, I would have told you for a long time that I was spiritual, that I was not religious, that I was spiritual,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay. So the thing is now that saying I am spiritual is being sort of commandeered and becoming part of a trend. And when I can see the fact that it's a trend, that's when I start walking away from it, because the
Totally.
trend is going to attract all types of people who are, and of course, when you are on this path, there people are at all different levels, right? They have all different levels of understanding, which is why we exercise compassion. But
Mm.
um, but at the same time, you have to. There's a lot of ego that comes into play,
Totally.
and that's the problem. That's where the
Yes.
differentiation is. The differentiation, right, is because of ego. gets involved. And when ego gets involved, there's a lot of negative and darker energies that get involved as well. And that's why we have to do shadow work and kill the ego. That's why we have to suffer an ego death, right? Because the ego brings us into the darkness, right? And we have to move away from that. We work with those energies, we work through them, and we move forward in a different way. So I loved that post because I thought it was super courageous to call it. She called it a cult. That's what she called it, actually. She said the cult of New Age spirituality. And it hit me. And I was like, wow, that is profound. Because I've been feeling like this for a while, but I didn't know how to like put it in words. Like it was just an energy that I was feeling within me. Like I need to distance myself a little bit more from this because it's starting to feel a little bit not good for me. My internal guidance system my gut is my compass, right? And when I start to feel kind of yucks about something, I make changes. And I'm starting to feel that way.
You know, that you mentioned that is very, very on time right now because a lot of people confuse spirituality big time. They confuse it. They think they're like black magic, wishes, and weird stuff, and energy, and all that stuff. And why I mentioned this to you, because the other day I was talking to someone, and this person told me that she knows a person that she suffered from depression, and she's 23 years old. And I said, why you don't get the attempt to talk to her and tell her if she wants to talk to me? Maybe I recognize her, maybe she recognized me, and probably I will be able to understand her, and maybe she open up to me. And then she said, oh, it's because I don't know if that is possible because the mother is very religious. And I said, what does that mean? Like, what are you trying to say to me with that? Like, if I told you I want to talk to her, it doesn't mean I want to see if she can open to me and see we can at least see where's the problem. And I said, I kind of confused what you're saying. I said, you saying that with this, you telling me I'm like a witch or I do weird stuff or what it is? No, it's because, the mother religious, listen to this, the mother's very religious. And I said, how old is the girl? And she said it's 23. And I said, the mother needs to see what the kid is going to do and prefer to put the religion instead of helping the kid. And I said, I'm not a religious person, but I believe in God big time, and I devote to God. So I don't understand what you're trying to say to me. I said, well, the way you speak. And I was like, what is the way I speak? It was weird. And then I speak with another woman that is also spiritual, and she said to me this, Gloria, remember that when you don't see, you don't know. So you have to understand that.
Yeah. Another time to exercise compassion. Yes. Because look, hey, everybody's turning up. What's up, family? Yay. Angeline Tendai. That's what I'm talking about. The notification bell is what's up. It is what's up. So, hey guys. Hey family. Yay. We love you. You know that.
They find number one.
I just talked to him on the phone, right? So I was like, I have to go. I'm going live. So he had the heads up. Okay. But good job for turning up, Johnny. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's right. Say hi to each other. You guys hang out, talk amongst yourselves. Anyway, so yeah, what's really interesting about that too is because look, your ego could have really gotten involved in that whole scenario.
Right.
But it's one of those perfect examples of where you have to exercise compassion because sometimes people have a more finite viewpoint than you do. For example, look, if I lived in a small town, I grew up in Hershey part of the time, I'm from Philly, I was born there, but I grew up in Hershey, Pennsylvania, which is 2 hours north in the middle of the country. Okay. And that was a small town. So I have the advantage of growing up in both a big city and a small town. Life is very different growing up in a small town versus
Right.
growing up in a big city.
Exactly.
Okay. So, what that means is someone like me has a different perspective than someone who only grew up in a big city or only grew up in the country. The same
Right.
thing as if you are from the United States and you've never left the United States. You've never gone to Europe, Africa, South America, Australia, like anywhere outside of the United States. So your viewpoint is going to be very, very different. It's going to be less broad than someone who has had more experiences. Just the same as a kid that has only lived with their parents and never gone out and experienced life living on their own. Your viewpoint is very, very different. So for those people who have, we exercise compassion, hopefully,
Yeah.
for people
Yeah.
who don't see things the same way we do.
And they said that the girl is terrible ill, like the depression is severe. And I said to that person, well, you see that this is not about religion, because I know maybe the mother trying to take her to the church and do all this, pray for
Girl.
her, and that's not gonna work. The point is, I want to see her because I want to see if she opens to me, because I have that. People opens to me, and maybe she
Mm-hmm.
recognize me and see what's going on. And I said, listen, maybe something happens when she growing up, and this girl say to me, no, she raised in a very good family, you
I
know.
mean, I'm getting frustrated. But I mean,
So what
maybe
does good family means?
I don't know, like you can't get depressed. Um, so you help people on a regular basis with
Yes.
anxiety and depression. It's kind of what you do. And so it is really surprising to me, but I guess I shouldn't be that surprised because a lot of people have very strong beliefs in
Yeah, and
that
you have to
regard,
respect
and they
that.
feel
Yes.
that the go to the priest in some religions, or go to the pastor, and that person should be able to help you. But the unfortunate truth is sometimes those people can't help you and you need something else. And so it really makes me sad when the family isn't open to doing whatever possible to help, you know
And you know
and we
what?
all have our reasons, no judgment,
No,
but
no,
still,
no, no.
just
And
my
she
opinion.
said to me, and also she said to me, I said, can you describe to me how is she? And she said, oh, she's like a bohemian. She likes he's like hippie. I said, of course I know what is the depression for her. Maybe she's looking for to be more free spirit instead
Hmm.
of be in
Super
a
religious.
religious environment, and she
Yes.
not be able to speak because maybe the mother is very dominant on that.
Hmm.
So
Right. I feel blurry. Do I look blurry to you?
yes, yes, yes,
Weird.
yes.
So, okay, so both of my boys are up and they're gaming, right? But they're quiet. So, and I don't usually come live at this time. So we're going to just roll with it. Okay. I apologize if I look fuzzy. The camera will sort out sooner or later. All right. So, you make really good points, Gloria. Really good points. Hmm. She probably
I
just like you.
I said to her, I said, listen, I understand your point where you're coming from, but I feel a little bit insulted because
Hmm.
I'm not a witch. I don't practice anything. I'm just very spiritual, means I love God. And I work around God, like not around, I work with God, and God is for me is first. And I'm being in, like, I raised in a very Catholic, like even my father make me to go to church, and I studied with nuns, and I never like it. But doesn't mean that, it was weird, but it's okay. I understand. And I said, you know what? I hope that girl find a way up to help her illness of depression, because, just alone, sometimes people cannot do it. Not There's a lot
Hmm.
of things involved to find out why you suffer from depression. And to me, it's kind of easy because I work with this. And I know
Hmm.
how it is. I know how it feels. I recognize the whole thing. So I know when somebody is depressed. And I go back and dig and dig and dig. And sometimes I found the problem. So
And not to mention, we are very fortunate because we have a lot of guests on this show that are experts in their field, right?
Yes.
Agreed, Angeline. I'm a little bit different than you guys, but but
Well,
I
when I
respect
said
that.
God is the power energy that we have in us,
Yeah. Well, I
the
mean, it's
who the
whatever anyone
creator,
believes.
the mother
Yeah.
nature, like everything that moves, there is an energy, is God.
Mhm. Yeah. I know some people say source, some people say universe, some people say God. I mean,
Mother
you know,
nature,
I
Gaia.
right. Like I'm like, whatever floats your boat, honey. I respect everyone's
Exactly.
beliefs. So what I was gonna say was that we have so many really cool, amazing guests on this show. And
Yes.
we get to interview them. And just by having these conversations, we get to learn a lot and learn really cool stuff with all of you um, from our guests. And so we've had a lot of really cool people that have taught us things that you could probably curate to use to help people. Right. And so
Yes.
it makes me a little bit sad, but I understand that's just sometimes the way it is. And you're the praying sort. So I would pray for her.
Yes, I send her like a lot of good thoughts, and I know, and I think about her. I don't know her, but I think about her, how she feels, like the way maybe some nights that she feels like terrible. So
No, that makes me so
I
sad.
feel sorry about for that family, because the mother and the father are desperate to see her like that. And sometimes for depression and anxiety, we need to step out of the box to see the roots of the cause of the problem, because you as a father, as a mother, unconscious, there's something to that kid that produced that, or something happened to that kid that produced that. And if the kid doesn't have the opportunity to open to the father and the mother, that mostly time is like that, mostly time kids don't open to their parents, mostly time. If they open to us like that all the time, we deal differently. But we mostly, because I was a child too, I always go like to another person to tell my stories, or to another person to tell my problems, never to my mother and to my father. Now that I'm an adult, yes, I share the things with my mother, because before maybe I wasn't, a child. I don't know what to say. I maybe think that my mother was going to get mad because I told her anything. And a lot of people are afraid. So when you don't disclose stuff, or you have stuff, maybe you're afraid to speak up, afraid to say a lot of stuff that are holding you in. And I feel so sad for the people cannot speak up.
I agree. It's terrible.
It's
It's like
terrible.
heartbreaking.
It's in a prison, like a prison in a box.
Yep. Oh my God. Wow. I hope that she finds the help that she
I
needs.
hope to. I've been sending a lot of love to her, and I hope she gets better. And she said that she was gonna tell her mother to see my podcast, and she said, I know for sure she's gonna listen to your podcast before the daughter listening. And I said, wow, she's 23 years old. you know
Oof. Girl.
you should mention to her, but not make her, not like, here, this is what you need to do. Nobody's gonna listen to that, that,
No.
Karen. Nobody.
No.
No
No
one.
way. Yeah, like I said earlier, people go looking for help when they're ready. You can't
When they're
force
ready. Yes.
anyone to do anything. They have to want it. And I see that with my clients and my students all the time. If they don't want it, like I can give them all the strategies in the world to actualize on their goals faster. But if they don't do the work, I can tell them, hey, send me this. I'm going to hold like what's going on. I can check in with them. I can do my part. But if the student does not want to participate, I can't force them. At some point you have to go, let me help the people who want to be helped, and the people who aren't ready yet, well, I give them love and compassion and let them know that when they're ready, I'm here for it. And that's it.
Free will. Free will.
Always plays a part. So Gloria,
Yes.
we're live today early
Me too.
because there's so much going on in, well, your life. So right now
Yeah.
you are in a big transition, and I want to talk about that because last week we had a solo show like this. Was it last week or the week?
Yes.
It was last week, right? And we were talking about your story and how you came to the United States with nothing, built a business, and manifested that life. And now you're manifesting a whole new life.
Yes.
And you are going to live in the jungle, which is, I have known since as long as I've known you, has been your dream to go to this particular country, to the jungle and to the mountains and have a place there, but be able to explore and have fun and just be at peace. So I know that you're making this dream come true, and I want to share with everybody about this because it's exciting. It's such a beautiful thing when you're able to witness someone. Where everyone talks about manifestation and everybody talks about making your dreams come true, but when you get to actually witness someone's manifestation happen and where they came from and how they got there, it can be really inspiring. So I want to talk about it.
Of course, let's talk about it. We manifest this a year ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
We was talking about it,
Yeah.
and I said to you exactly the words. I want to go to this country. I want to be in the mountains, in the jungle. I want to go and transform myself. I want to learn to be able to transform other people, and especially women. You remember I said that?
Yes.
And then I said I want to be able to do some retreats for women that goes through divorce, breakup, or they're like very bad in life, depression, anxiety, that they need like a reset in their lives. And I said to you that, and that's what I'm gonna do. Like the path is already showing me where I have to go. And remember, February. In February, we don't have no idea I was going. It was boom, I have to go, right?
Everything happens. It feels like overnight. And now on Monday, you're leaving.
I'm leaving Monday.
So that's the big thing that's going on. We she's gonna literally leave the United States on Monday and have a new residence in another country in the jungle. And this happened in like 3 months' time.
Yes.
And so we don't know. Hot Topics is not going away,
No.
but Hot Topics is going to be on a little break. That's why we wanted to come today. Special time to let everybody know that we're not going away, but we got to let Gloria get settled in. And we don't know what her Wi-Fi situation is going to be like exactly in the jungle just yet. We could come live next week. It might be
Yeah.
the week after. So we'll keep you posted. Keep an eye on our Hot Topics Live Facebook page. We'll be putting posts there in the interim. But Gloria, tell us, how excited are you?
I'm so excited. I have a lot of emotions going on. Like in the beginning, it was terrified for me. Terrified. Like, oh my God. And thank God for Sara Elena. That's the girl that is the agent that's helping me to relocate to the place. She's been with a whole journey with me. In the beginning, I was crying, and she was there for me, the whole time. And then she's been like texting me every week, Gloria, we're getting closer, we're getting closer, we're getting closer. And she's telling me what to pack. Like I have to bring a lot of stuff. Like I have to bring flashlights. I order a power tower in case they the
Like a generator?
a little generator. If I'm doing my shows, I still have I still can go on. Another router for the Wi-Fi to make it more stronger. I have to pay more money I hope that the Wi-Fi is more stronger. And packing, I've been packing and packing for almost a month and a half. And it's like adjusting and here and there. And it sounds a lot, but I bring in like 5 luggages. But it's like I bring in my sheets. I bring in my little blanket because I'm not gonna have time to go to the store. I have to go. I'm gonna land, and then I'm gonna drive 4 hours, and then disappear in the jungle.
Oh my God. That's so exciting. I cannot even imagine. I mean,
And then
that's
and
insane.
I'm so chicken that I said to my mom, "You have to come with me because I'm not gonna be alone there." So my mom is also meeting me there.
So, but that's good though, because the first couple of weeks are going to be like an adjustment. It's nice to have
Yes,
somebody there with you. So, I
right.
mean, you're going to a whole nother country.
Completely. And I don't know the country. I don't know nothing. And it's like, I don't know where I'm going, but my heart is exploding of anxious, of good anxious, like I
Excitement. That's
know
excitement.
excitement, and I know that I'm gonna find is like huge, like a huge change. And I love it because the transformation began for a long time, being trying to be a minimalist. Remember, I was cleaning my house that I didn't know why. Remember in
You
the
start getting rid of
pandemic?
everything.
I was giving away everything, and I said to you many times, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I feel better. And then it was like a preparation for this because I have to leave half of what I have and don't care about anything. And I done it this before, but like more older you get, more attachment you get to the stuff. When I was young, I don't care. I don't care. Now, like, ooh, I'm leaving my house, I'm leaving my cars, I'm leaving everything. And I'm going to another place, a very small house. The roads are not paved. You know, I have only 4 restaurants where in the area. So it's a lot, and there's a lot of animals around, means that I cannot go at night. Like, oh, I'm gonna go at night. No, I can't because it's kind of dangerous. So it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's like it's a reason I'm going there. And when I find out the name of the house, Satori, it was for me like a wow, this is amazing because Satori means an enlightenment, like a person that wanna go and be by themselves and like recognize a lot of stuff, a lot of learning. And you know I love to learn about plant medicine stuff. So where's the best place to know about that? The jungle. So I'm gonna go and learn about plant medicine too.
And I happen to know you'll have a great opportunity to write that book I've been on you
Yes,
about writing.
yes.
So that's
I'm gonna
so
write that
exciting.
book. Yes, because my mom is gonna be 20 days, 23 days with me. But that is open. If I feel that I want her to stay more, she's gonna stay more. But if she have to go back, she have to go back. Then I'm gonna be by myself alone. So at that point, I should be feeling a little bit much better. And I have friends over there waiting, and I said, oh my God, I don't have too many friends here. I have already a lot of friends there that they don't know me, and they're like texting me, hey, we are waiting for you. I said, oh my God, what is this?
So that's gonna be fun. I feel like really excited for you because we don't get a lot of these big transition moments in our life.
No.
And usually when we come up to these change points, they're terrifying and we are overwhelmed and we're afraid and going through a lot of different emotions that we forget that there's so much beauty in being able
Yes.
to create a whole new life for yourself. Right. I know I certainly felt like that when I was going through my divorces, both of them. And
Of
so,
course.
and that those are big change points though, because your entire daily life changes, everything changes. I moved, like everything. This time he moved, but the first time I moved, but still your everyday day-to-day life changes. And you have this beautiful opportunity to create anything you want. Like there's no limit to what you could create if you believe you can do it, and then you're willing to put the action behind it. And that is exactly what I witnessed with you, with
I
the
know.
decision of wanting to do it and then taking action quickly.
Quickly. This was in February. I'm leaving May. Bye.
Fast decisions.
Done.
Fast. Sometimes you just have to make really fast decisions and just go with it and see what happens. It's like let the chips fall where they may.
But you know, Akia, how I make the decisions, probably people should learn, and that's part of my learning. My decisions are based to be in the present. The present, when you are in the present show you everything. And I remember in February, beginning when I decided to move, I was not sure. I wasn't settled. I was like, oh, I don't know if this is the right decision. And remember, I told the story that I went to have a lunch. And when I was having lunch, I hear the song about the country where I'm going for.
I remember.
And I said, oh my God, I can't believe it. So yes, this is the right path. This is the right way. And that day I called the lawyer and I said, we're doing the residency too. And he said, Gloria, I can't believe it. I said, yes, let's do it. And that's it, done, let's do it.
You got to look for those signs. I think we get signs. I think we get a lot of signs and synchronicities that can help us when you become cognizant of it, you become aware, you are led on your path if you're looking for it and you're open to it. So I think, it could be in the form of a song. It could be an animal that you see. It could be anything that resonates within you that might guide you. It could be an emotion that you feel at a given moment, that guides you and lets you know you're making the right decision. And watching this unfold has been really interesting and exciting for me to see this happen, because it feels like just yesterday we were after a Hot Topics Live, because we always have these talks a lot of times with our guests that get really interesting after Hot Topics Live goes off the air, right? So we end the live. And we were talking about our dreams. And your dream was to go live in this place. And we talked it all out, and I think there's power in that. We was even laughing about it. Yeah. Yeah. There's power in that when two people put energy towards the same direction, right? And you sort of help each other manifest that way.
Right.
Right. So I think this has just been so amazing to see. And I can't wait for you to get settled in. And so I can see your place. I mean, I saw the pictures. This house is so beautiful. You have no idea. It's so cute and lovely. And just, it's going to be such a fun place for you to live and just have adventures. I also know that you had a dream when you were young. That your father told you absolutely no way, you cannot do this. And recently I saw on your Instagram, if you don't follow her already on Instagram, it's at Gloria Gold 1111. And she makes the best Instagram stories, right? Lots of great information, these just really heartfelt talks and lots of cool adventures. And if you follow her on Instagram, you may have seen that she was diving recently. So I know one of the big catalysts for this experience is that you want to go diving. So let's talk about that. What made you ever get interested in that in the first place?
Okay. 23 years ago, I always loved the ocean. I love the ocean, and I love everything about the ocean, everything. So I did my scuba diving things 23 years ago, and it was a problem with my father to do it because he said, what are you going to do that for? I said, this is a hobby. No, this is not a hobby. This is nothing, blah, 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 blah. And I have to go like almost fighting with him for me to be able to scuba dive. I moved to this country. I have my certifications. I put it in a little purse that I always keep forever, like this that was here, right? And because I always listen to everything and what the life showed me. And with this trip that I'm going, one day I opened the drawer and I went into this to see what kind of things I have here. And I saw the 2 certifications of scuba diving. And I said, I could believe this. I could believe how many 23 years I couldn't be able to dive. And I live in Florida. Right here I have the ocean. But I was like stuck in my life, stuck in a lot of stuff. And I said, this is the opportunity. And right away, I call the Scuba school to get a refresh. I buy all my gear. I buy everything. I bring it with me because where I'm going is very expensive and it's very hard to find the stuff. So I bring it with me. So one of the things is to do that, is to really to do that a lot. Every Monday or every Wednesday or every whatever. But once a week, I'm going to dive. Because I'm going to recuperate those 23 years I didn't dive.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I definitely feel that. I have sort of a similar story, although I didn't have anyone stopping me except me. So long time ago, when I was in my 20s, I had a lot of opportunities to model. I even did a little modeling for like some trade shows and things like that.
Right.
And I actually wasn't a model. I actually got selected to model by Russell Simmons, actually for Baby Fat at a trade show. That I showed fashion lines. That's what I did. So I knew all the lines. I showed several fashion lines. One of them was Baby Fat. And so he chose me to go out and go trade show model at the trade show. And I went and did that. So that was one. And then there was a lot of other opportunities that came that I said no to because I was full of self-doubt, right? Yes. I just didn't think I could do it. Right. And there were a lot of things that I did do, but I never really invested time and energy into modeling. And a couple of years ago, when I started being on Instagram more, and you can follow me at Creativity. That's my private account where I put my microblogs and I put my modeling pictures and I put lots of positive energy into that page. So you can follow me there at Creativity if you want to see my pictures. So the point is, all these many years later, for my birthday one year, I posted some pictures of me from a photo shoot I had back then. And I got a lot of love, actually. I got a lot of love. And I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm gonna model now for all the years I lost being, sabotaging myself with negative self-talk and not believing in myself and not believing I was enough or had enough value or any of those things, those negative things that we get stuck in our head from other people, right? Dimming your light to fit in, whatever it is for you, right? I had a lot of shit going on in there when I was younger. I had a lot of healing work to do, and I did the work. I'm doing the work. I don't think the journey ever ends, but we're always evolving, right? If you start from your starting point, you just keep learning, keep growing, and keep healing, hopefully. And so I picked up this whole modeling thing again. And last year, just before the pandemic, I decided, you know what? I'm going to start doing modeling. I'm going to do photo shoots every month or every few months so that I can get good at it just for me, just because I owe it to myself. And I can also put the pictures on my Instagram and make a really pretty gallery, hopefully. And I'm creative, so I like to create photo shoot concepts and I like to create podcasts and I like to create all sorts of things, right? So it's also a creative outlet for me. And I get to connect with really cool people and do fun stuff. It's fun also for me. I really enjoy it.
So how was the experience for you of the photo shoot that you just have yesterday?
Yes. So I just did another photo shoot because I did one before the pandemic and then we went into lockdown. So I couldn't do anything. And I was just really sort of getting into my stride at that point. And now I feel like I forgot everything. Like I just don't know what I'm doing anymore. But that's okay, because sometimes we just have to start over and it's all a learning process. So I went to a place called Cobalt Studios in Portland, Oregon. So Cobalt Studios PDX, if you're in this area and you want to have a really great photo experience. I worked with a guy named Jason. Shout out to Jason Hill. And he took some really great photos of me, and we worked together and created a shoot. And it was really exciting. I had the sweetest makeup artist. Her name was Esmaya.
You look very pretty
Yeah, she was so sweet.
yeah, with
We
that
came up with the
makeup.
looks together, and she really brought my vision to life for how I want it to look for the 2 looks that I shot in at the studio. And so we had a bunch of fun, and I learned so much about myself. I learned that even now, I still get insecure sometimes. I learned a lot of angles that don't work for me, a lot of angles that do work for me. Having suffered from eating disorders when I was younger, I still get a little bit of body dysmorphia. So I see myself differently than other people do. So I have to constantly remind myself that people's perspective is different than mine. Mine is much more harsh. Okay.
Of course,
So,
everybody's like that.
yeah,
Mostly
right.
people, yeah.
So I have to like sort of take it all in with a grain of salt. Like I might hate almost all the pictures, but everyone else will be like, oh, they look really pretty, right? So I have to, check my ego, as I will say. And then because your ego can take you down a negative path where you're really down on yourself, or your ego can make you overinflated where you think you're too good for everybody, right? So
Yes.
I have to find the balance and come out at the right space. And so, I mean, it is such a learning experience, and it's so humbling at the same time, but it's also really, really fun. So that was my first photo shoot since the pandemic. And I have another one on Saturday, and this one's a location shoot. So this one was in the studio. So there were setups, 2 setups. Or 3 setups that we used, I think. And then I didn't like one of them at all. And I was like, we're not doing that. So on Saturday, I have another shoot with a completely different photographer, completely different makeup artist, and this one's a location shoot. And we are going to one of the most beautiful places that I've seen ever. We are going to one of my favorite places in the Pacific Northwest. We're going to the Columbia River Gorge to shoot there. And at this time of year, spring, it's stunning. So I cannot wait. Like we are going to be in a very natural, beautiful environment with flowers and trees and water. And we have a whole setup.
With a bikini? With a bikini?
No.
No.
No. I will not be in a bikini. Sorry. That's not that kind of shoot. And that's not really my style either. But no judgment to anyone that is their style. But anyways, I'm more of a monokini girl anyways.
Me too.
But I may turn up in a photo shoot in a swimsuit sooner or later, and just not right now. But if you want to see my pictures, you have to go to @Creativity. I may throw some up on @Hot Topics the podcast from time to time. But if you really want to see all of the pictures and see what I put into my stories, then you have to follow @Creativity. And incidentally, don't send me a friend request if you want to connect with me on Facebook. If you want to connect with me or Gloria, it is better to follow us on Instagram. So please go over there and click follow. And if you like, say hi. And I will say hi back. More than likely, if I have time. Very busy.
So you're going to be a model? Yes, because you're working towards and you're manifesting that. So
well, we'll see what happens, because you know what it is? I'm open to any opportunities that come my way with amazing people. As long as it's based in good energy, I'm doing it. But yeah, I guess I'm what they call an Instagram model at this point, or that's what I'm becoming. So we'll see what happens.
I'm going to try to find a photographer where I'm going to be to do a photo shoot in the jungle.
You absolutely have to, right? Because when I come see you in the jungle, you know we're going to do a photo shoot together.
Yes.
My dream. That's my dream.
And when you come in, I'm going to tell my friend from Medellin that she's bathing suit designer to send me a bathing suit for you, similar to mine, because mine have a tiger right here, beautiful. So
Okay, well, it looks like that's when I'll be doing my swimsuit shoot. Will be
right.
when I come to visit you. So I better start training.
You remember you have to train for your 10 miles or hiking
That's
with
right.
me.
That's right. I think I could probably get 5 in without training. So to do the 5 more, I will definitely train. I'm not a big like long distance hiking person. I like long walks though. Like I'll walk for 5 miles. That's nothing, right? That's fun. But hiking, and it depends, like that's terrain. Stuff like that. But I live in like the best place to hike too. But there's so many hikes. Like I like kid friendly hikes. I take my kids. Like there's so many different places to hike here. I just don't actually ever go more than like 2 or 3 hours at like the max. And so
Wow, this is so excited. Everything, right?
yeah, it's been a lot of fun these days coming out of it seems like we're surviving a pandemic. So
Yes.
that in and of itself is really incredible, as and of course we give love to everyone who lost people during the pandemic, but we also have to be super grateful that we're surviving it.
Oh,
And
yes.
I am actually getting my vaccine next week, by the way.
Really?
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it's incredible. I didn't think I'd do that.
Yeah,
That
I
even
thought
shocked
too.
me.
Yeah,
Okay,
me
I
too.
really
Like,
didn't think
what?
I would get it. I was back and forth, and it's not because I don't believe in science, and it's not because I believe in any sort of conspiracy or anything like that. I do believe in people's right to choose for themselves,
Of
100%.
course. Of course.
I'm a veteran. I fought for that right for people to have that right to choose for themselves, right? But
Yes.
to determine their own freedom. But I also know that people get sick in the military, and sometimes it's from what's been injected.
Right.
So I
Oh, I see.
have reasons why I am hesitant, and I have a lot of compassion for people who are afraid and who are hesitant. But at the same time, I really feel strongly that I have to protect myself and other people. And that's what it came down to for me. So I think everybody's deciding for themselves. I'm deciding that I want to protect myself as I begin to travel, as I reemerge into the world. And it seems like that's going to be my best chance at protecting myself and other people who are like me, who have compromised immune systems, that don't want to take the vaccine, right? For example, my son has a lot of allergies, so he doesn't have a lot of vaccines in him. I'm counting on other people to vaccinate so that my son doesn't get sick,
Right.
right? When you right? So that's one of the reasons for me, is
But
because
also, the vaccine is also not is 50-50, a 50-50 thing. It's not
well,
proof that it works
I think that
completely.
I think you have to be really careful about where you're getting your science from, number one. And number two, I think that you have to go and read up everything you can find and
Yeah.
digest everything you're being told and decide on. I think we had a show on this. What do you remember who said you have to decide what's true? Chris Tazreader. He said you have to decide what's true for you because of
Exactly.
everything, the information we're being inundated with. And you don't know, like everybody has a spin, and it's so hard to decide who's right, who's wrong. You just have to feel it out for yourself. That's why I don't judge anybody for whatever choice they're going to make. But for me, this is my choice. I'm coming out. I'm coming out. I'm just gonna do it and see what happens.
I got a stinky eye from someone that is vaccinated, and he said a lot of shit to me, and I said, you know what? I don't care what you're saying.
You
You know, if
shouldn't.
you, I said, you're vaccine? Good. I'm not yet. So you know
Yeah,
what?
you
Respect
take your
that.
time and you
Exactly.
decide on what you're gonna do. As for me, I have been invited to an event with my friend Kelly from ERIS. It is an organization that empowers women. Please go and follow them on their YouTube channel. They are growing, and as they grow, they're gonna help us grow. So it's a great collab that we have going on. So help us out and help out my girl Kelly at ERIS, ERIS on YouTube, erissisters.com, I believe it is. And so she invited me to Los Angeles for an event in June. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know what? I just don't want to take any chances, right? I don't want to. I mean, I know that it's probably a toss up, right? But it's the same chance, it's the same risk I take when I take Tylenol or I take a sumatriptan, which I take for migraines, right? They have these side effects. All
Everything have
medications
side
do.
effects.
Food has, I can hardly eat anything. Food has side effects for me. Okay.
Right.
If you knew
Right.
what everything I could not eat, like you'd be like, what do you eat every day? You can eat nothing. So
You're cheap. You're cheap.
like I
And food
can't
and the
eat
food. You
the
only three things and that's it.
yeah. It's like, I mean, anything I eat, I have some sort of reaction to these days because of all the chemicals and stuff that they put in the food that we're eating every day. Right. So, I mean, I don't think anyone should mistreat someone who makes a choice either way. You should not be being mistreated if
Exactly.
you chose to take the vaccine. You should not be being mistreated if you choose not to, because everybody has a right to choose what they feel is best for them, I think. So I'm
Correcto.
really
Correcto.
compassionate about
Yes.
whatever choice people make. I hope people will be compassionate about my choice. And that's what it is. And if they're not, actually I don't give a fuck. I do what I want and I always have. So period.
So,
They
my
couldn't
dear,
stop
we
me in
need
the
to wrap it
Navy.
up.
Can't stop me now. Time to wrap it up. Well, this has been fun. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you, Gloria.
Thank you, Kia. Same with you.
I am so excited that we got a chance to come live. I wasn't sure we were going to before you went on your trip, and we don't know when we're going to come live again.
Right.
It could be a week, it could be 2 weeks, but surely probably no more than that, max.
No. Yes.
And that goes for our if you've been following along our verbal abuse book series, The Verbally Abusive Relationship by Patricia Evans, we did not have an episode on Instagram TV, IGTV, on our at Hot Topics, the podcast Instagram page this week because I was at a photo shoot and you were packing.
Right.
We won't have one next week. We will come back and we will be screaming it from the rooftops that we're back as soon as Gloria gets settled into her new life and she's ready to go live. And well, I want to thank you for watching and hanging out with us and setting your notifications so that you know when we come live. You guys are the shit. And in the best possible way. We love you so much. We really do. We love you so much and all your support and all the cool messages we're getting in our Hot Topics Live messenger or DMs. They're actually really lovely lately. Thank you for that. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Gloria Gold 1111 and at Kiativity. That's like positivity and Kia fused together. And well, if you're watching on Facebook, follow us and set your notification bell so you know when we pop live like we did today. And if you're watching on YouTube, well, you know what to do. Give us a like. That's like giving us a tip. Okay, share so people know we're there. We're trying to get up to only 100 subscribers. I mean, we're really new. We just got on YouTube, right? We're really new.
Yes.
We need 100. I think 100's good. So a good start. So just, do us a solid and go to YouTube and type in Gloria or Kia Hot Topics Live and then subscribe. And then we will appreciate you even more. And then you could share it. And then you could set your notification on YouTube as well so that you know when we come live there if you prefer to watch on YouTube. And as always, I love you and I appreciate your time and for hanging out with us. And I hope you're well and you're happy and all good things for you. That's what I wish for you. And until I see you again, I'm Kia Baker. I am the creator and host of the Female Veterans Podcast, Women Warrior Stories, and success coach at London Real Academy, and as well, my own private, very personal coaching group, the Rose Method. I will take more people in about 3 weeks, I think. So towards the end of May. So if you're interested, send me a direct message via Instagram. Message me on Instagram at Creativity if you're interested. For those of you who have so far, I will respond to you with more details. So stay tuned for that. I am always joined by an amazing, talented, creative, enlightened, and loving soul.
Gloria Goldberg. Who else?
Who else?
Well, I'm the founder and the creator of the podcast Unbreakable Life with Glory, where I talk about depression, anxiety, and PTSD a natural way and a holistic way to always make you feel better. And also the creator and host of the bilingual show, The Gloria, this Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time and Fridays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And again, that one is in vacation because I'm relocating, and I hope soon the bilingual show, The Gloria, will come back. So that's it. Thank you so much, everybody, to join us today. And I wish you the best and see you soon from the jungle. Bye-bye.